Again, thanks everybody. I apologize for being late, but I was receiving a sports award somewhere. Dead on my football mantle. I'm really excited and surprised to see so many people here. There's enough people in this room right now to achieve the objectives that we're hinting at. There's a lot of power in this room. As somebody like Tommy and others who have been doing this for a really long time, we have decades of experience of knowing just how much can be done with so few hands. And this is more hands than I've seen in a lot of the movements that we've been involved with over the years. So, you know, believe that we can do it. I think that a lot of this conversation came out of this sense that we have an opportunity here as well as a responsibility. And I think for some reason as I get older, maybe it's because I just turned 40, but I do feel a sense of responsibility for the others, and I maybe am perhaps looking back at my younger self and remembering what it was like to come and experience San Francisco and the Castro, and really what a profound experience that is on a soul level. And it's a kind of joy that I was never able to feel before, and I didn't know it existed. And I think a lot of times we are here in our privilege so much, and I think maybe we forget a little bit about what that's like. But for some reason lately I've been remembering that and feeling the need to, and the responsibility to make sure that other people get to experience that as well. And I believe we have an opportunity to dictate what goes on in our communities and actually lead change instead of being victims to change. And there's been these conversations about having it. I think that if we don't seize this opportunity, we're risking a lot. And fundamentally, I believe it's our political enfranchisement. That as a minority community, I believe you have to have geographic concentration in order to accumulate political power. And as we lose our concentration in this area, we lose our ability to impact elections. And yes, we might go out into other communities where our political queer perspective naturally gets diluted. And so what we have is this might be the real queer perspective, but we have to accommodate our lives in non-queer neighborhoods, and so suddenly we get shifted further and further over here, and we really lose our power. And that concerns me. Because it's our social capital, it's our networking, it's running to the people at the corner. This is the fundamental building blocks of communities, is social relationships, and it's those social relationships that lead to economic power and then to political power. And I think that is at risk, and that's, to me, one of the fundamental aspects of citizenship. And so I believe that our fundamental citizenship is at risk here. And I think what we can look at here is not, it's really great and fine to talk about things, but as people might know, I talk a lot, but it's always about doing something. And I think that what we can look at is, I believe that communities are like malls, and they need anchors. And that to have a successful mall, you have to have a successful anchor institution. And I've noticed that the Castro has lost a lot of our anchoring institutions over time. And I don't know, some of them have been the results of policy decisions. Some of this is not an accident. They were dictated to us, and we followed. But I think that we can look at how can we reinforce the institutions that we have, and how can we foster new institutions. Currently, there seems to be a lot going on that we have an opportunity for. Theodore Rhino is looking for a new home. Paws is looking for a new home. Castro Country Club is looking for a secure home. Under One Roof is looking for new space. The AIDS Housing Alliance one day will need new space. The GLBT Historical Society is looking for space. These are all anchoring institutions for our community. Also, I believe that queer-owned businesses are anchoring institutions, that when we give our money to institutions that are not from the community, and especially when they're not located in the region or the state, it creates a leak in the economy. It bleeds money from the economy, and it's called the expatriation of wealth. And so our wealth is expatriated from our community and is circulated elsewhere. And I believe that that's another risk and threat to our success. And so we want to look at how can we support our businesses. You know, of course, some of us at this table would love to have commercial rent control.
I already said that. I already said that, Brian.
But then we're known as dreamers. But we can lead the process, and we can create below market rate opportunities for some of these institutions so that they are protected. One of the, I don't know if anybody talked about it, but we are, you know, in these conversations that we've been having, we have identified opportunities in the neighborhood to develop properties to support these community anchors, and seem to have a lot of interest in that, and I'm sure that we can have more conversations going forward. But I think that, great, wonderful. So I think that as we've had, you know, that this dialogue has sparked, you know, we've already have ideas about concrete, you know, measurable steps, outcomes that we can have. We've got, you know, a full house of people interested in it and committed to it, and we still have politicians who are aware of our political clout and who need to cater to our whims.